Right, finally we got to part one of our epic 100 top shirts of 2018. Phil spent so much time in making this list, didn't you? Your baby's nearly complete, Phil. How do you feel about that?
So close.
So close.
It's been worth it.
It's been very much worth it. If you haven't already, you can check out before you watch this video parts 1, 2 and 3 or 4, 3, 2, 1, depending which way you want to look at it, of our top 100 shirts, from shirts 100 down to 26. It took us ages to do it, so go and watch it because there's some beauties in there. But this is the final 25 and we're going to start today with Grambio's home shirt, Phil.
Yeah, I really, really like this. One of my favourites. Personally, a top 10. And I think the thing for me, you can't see it very clearly, but the cuffs. So we talk about umbrella cuffs, but this is even better because it's got basically a stylised gremio in little diamonds. It's just it's really, really nice. And it's just an iconic team.
It looks like they've gone crazy on the whole stroke effect.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's not to my taste, but I definitely see someone like it. It's very, is it 90s or something? Has it?
Yeah, it is quite red. Yeah, it's a kind of late 90s.
Classic Umbro vibe.
Yeah, very, very.
It's a good solid start to this list now. 24, we got Jamaica's away kit. That's just a fun shirt. I think we can all have it.
Yeah, I don't know what the pattern's supposed to be, but it's great.
Who cares? It's brilliant. 23, Galatasaray's third shirt. They're all good at this point in the video, aren't they?
They're all good. This one is
that meant to be a river?
It's supposed to be the Bosphorus. I believe that's a river in Turkey or Istanbul. And
either way, it's beautiful.
It's a great kit. It also looks a bit like a lightning bolt.
It does, like some kind of like Potteresque kind of thing from the one there. 22, Colombia's home shirt. See, this is beautiful, but when you see the creativity in number 23, the Galatasaray one, it does seem a little bit simple. Yeah. It's still a beautiful shirt, and obviously one of the standouts of the World Cup.
Yeah, this you're probably right in saying that a lot of people, I think, have said about Adidas shirts, they're just ripping off old shirts. But having said that, if you're gonna copy a shirt or at least redo a shirt, the Colombia design of the 90s of the Valderrama,
it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number 21, Argentina's away shirt, a solid entry. One I quite liked. I won a few videos in the summer. It's a good shirt.
It is similar to Colombia's, but slightly different.
Yeah, 20's Marseille away shirt. This one caused a few heads to turn, I think, when it was released. It's a good shirt, this one.
It's a really interesting one. There's a lot of black kits, but this one is quite interesting for a black kit. It's not just relying on the colour black. It's got a few patterns in there. It's got the marl on the sleeves, so very interesting.
Next one I'm really excited by. Clapton CFC's away shirt.
Yeah.
Look at that, Phil. Do you want to explain the story behind this one?
Yeah, well, this one, I just say, if I had to pick one kit, a kind of my personal choice, shirt of the year, or at least kind of the people's choice, or whatever you want to call it.
People's choice.
It's this shirt. I think this is the shirt of 2018, simply because the story is amazing. I won't go into the full details, but basically this shirt came about from the club, who are fan-owned, completely fan-owned after they were disgruntled with the owners. They created this shirt with the inspiration of a group of British people who went over to Spain to support the fight against the fascists, basically.
Wow.
But whatever you think about all of that,
it's just
this
a beautiful
is a superb shirt, and it was so popular that the interest basically broke their website. I think they sold out instantly.
Rightfully so.
They gained tons of fans in Spain for obvious reasons, and it was just, I mean,
the positive reinforcement of that as well. The message that if you do something interesting, creative, people actually get behind it.
That's it. And full credit to the club, to Rage Sports, who are a small Italian brand, I believe, who created the kit. And the design is going to be remembered for a long time. This is literally a game-changing.
Wonderful shirt. In at number 18, we've got Bromby's away shirt. Personally, it's quite a solid entry, but it doesn't really jump out to me.
Yeah, the one thing about this, it does hint back to that very famous half and half Denmark shirt.
At number 17, we've got Viva and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
I can't say that. That shirt looks like, I don't know, some Renaissance painting or something. What's going on with all the patterns on there?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly what the inspiration is, and to be honest,
I like it though.
It's probably an acquired taste, but you know what? What I like about this is the little chevrons on the side, on the front there, and the Hummel branding, which I think is great. It's very creative, and it's an interesting design. At 16, we've got Parma, and we'll hear them a few more times. Literally, I can't believe that Parma have been so well represented this high up in the list. It is a great kit though, and of course, they're always welcome in the shirt world.
This one as well.
Quickly followed by, we're talking of three shirts in one team. We complete the set with Betis's.
What is going on there at the bottom? It's beautiful though, in a kind of weird way.
Well, what's funny, we talked about cityscapes. This is kind of Kappa's take, a much more playful,
it
slightly
looks like
less
a Studio
serious.
Ghibli drawing or something.
It
like
does,
that.
yeah. It's much more
great
cartoon, and it's a bold colour that.
And at 14, obviously, it's an iconic kit for obvious
one of the kits
reasons.
of the World Cup. Yeah.
You think of this kit now, you think of Luka Modric, don't you?
You will absolutely remember this kit for years to come.
It's a beautiful shirt. I mean, personally, I think it's not as nice as some of the shirts in this. It's just obviously it's an iconic shirt.
Yeah.
And at 13, we got Inter's third shirt with that kind of marble effect going on. I remember you being a fan of this one when we discussed the Serie A kits.
Yeah, it's a really notable design, I think. And again, most of Nike's third kits have made the list, and rightly so.
It's getting really tight now. We're getting close to the top 10.
Yes.
12 New Zealand's away shirt. Just a classic kit. This
could have been much higher. I really like this. The sleeves, well, obviously the sleeves are the story here, and I was surprised how good this looked. When I first saw it, I was skeptical, but I bought one, and I really like it. It is a really nice kit.
Number 11, Newcastle. A surprise entry for me personally. I was expecting Newcastle to be that high, but it's at number 11.
Well, this kit, believe it or not, has only been worn once so far at the time of recording, and it's been really popular. Well, it calls back to one of the best Newcastle kits of the 90s. And actually, this is surprisingly good, I think, from Puma, because they didn't just, again, rip off the kit. They've actually, they've bothered to carry the hoops on the side and the back, and that doesn't actually happen.
You're all about hoops carrying on, aren't you?
Oh man, you know what? Adidas made the big mistake of basically not doing that for a lot of teams. Puma put them to shame. Lovely kit.
Phil, we're in the top 10 time. It's
top
nervous.
10.
It's a bit of a drum roll going on here.
We could spend a lot of time on all of these.
We could do. Number 10 is Parma's away shirt.
Yeah.
That's just... we had a discussion last time we talked about it, but I always think of Parma, that being a home shirt.
Yeah.
The colours are so iconic.
Well, actually, and I actually did make a mistake. They
do wear it sometimes, don't they? Is that right?
They're flitted between both, which is confusing. So in the modern era, you typically see them in white, and they did for a couple of shirts in the 90s. But actually, the best Parma teams have worn this as a home.
This is just a classic callback,
and
isn't it?
It's a callback. There's nothing more really to say apart from the fact that they've done a really good job of bringing back.
Has that warm,
feeling,
nostalgic cuddle of a shirt, doesn't it?
It does.
Number 9, Boca Juniors away shirt. It's clean. It's nice. It's bold. It's once again, it wouldn't make my top 10 personally. But your take on it, Phil?
Yeah, for me, this is I think this is a really strong kit, mainly because for a team like Boca Juniors, you know the kind of designs that they're going to have, but they've done a fresh take on it, which I think looks really good for Nike as well. They do a lot, like their vape and their templates. It feels like they've kind of done their own take.
I do like it.
And
it's a good use of the sponsor as well.
Yeah, sponsor fits it
gorgeously.
Yeah, I think this is it. You're right about being clean. It's a strong kit.
Number 8 is Leeds away. I love this one. It looks like a bus seat. And I love that.
Yeah, this is great. Again, I really. You're right about the bus seat thing. It's very retro, but I haven't seen a design like this year.
More kits like this.
Oh, it's great. It's so fresh.
Kappa have had fun this year, haven't they? They have. And you know what, Kappa, you got to give it to them. They like to play with their shirts. They like to make them fun, and this is the result. Fair play to them. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Lovely.
In at number 7, we've got a shirt that kind of almost outdoes the playfulness of that with Parma's third shirt. It reminds me of Justice, the French band, with the big kind of it's just bold. It looks like a French electro album kind of artwork, but it's good, isn't it? Yeah,
it's very popular on Twitter again when this was released. And I think for this kind of shirt,
is that the set now for Parma?
It's a fascinating, the fact that 3, and this is the first time we've done lists like this, but I would be amazed if we ever saw a team again with 3 shirts in the top 16. That to me is unprecedented. But obviously,
it's the first time, so
this is the first time, so everything's unprecedented. But I'm amazed. But you know what? If you're going to have the other 2, you have to have this one because it's so bold.
I think this is the first time Mexico's been 6 in the top 100.
Hey,
unprecedented as well. I'm not really a fan of this, not gonna lie. I think it's very, very, very simple.
Okay. Yeah, this one.
Each to their own. But I don't dislike it, but I think
I think it is a
so many more creative
6.
shirts, I would say.
Yeah, I think the one thing that this had going for it was, I think with the full kit and the red shorts, it was a really different look to what you'd expect from Mexico. And I think if something's different, obviously it stands out. But I think also it was, again, a bit of a sort of tonic to some of the crazier designs, some of which we'll see in the next few shirts.
Yeah, and we've reached this point now. Number 5. I think any of these 5 could maybe be number 1.
I think so,
5 is Corinthians' third kit. What's the story behind this? All I know is I'm looking at a very beautiful shirt here.
Yeah, I believe Ayrton Senna.
Oh, really?
Was a Corinthians fan. So I don't know exactly how deep the connection was, but basically they've created this shirt in honour of his Lotus, I believe, and he used to drive that, and it was in this black and gold colourway. It is amazing. He got his signature there. Yeah, I mean, again, we talk a lot about black shirts, but this isn't just a black shirt. It's a really beautiful.
It's an elegant shirt. It's
really
classy,
shirt.
subtle. Yeah, but it's only at number 5. Number 4 is Japan Top shirt, one of your favourites. Look at that shirt. It's so Japanese.
It's so creative. They've taken inspiration from the most Japanese thing possible, which is samurai armour. I just love that. Good on them, and
play with your culture and embrace it.
It's everything about it is spot on.
People are too cynical these days.
They are too
cynical. You can't just talk about samurai. It's just they're part of their culture. They're obviously proud of it, and it's resulted in this absolutely beautiful shirt. It's just it's gorgeous. Like, we bought that into the office when we joined the World Cup, and you fell in love with it, didn't you?
And of course, Japan did well. It's painfully close against Belgium, but they actually did just justify the shirt. So good on them.
Number 3. It was going to appear at some point. Germany's away kit. I think I preferred the home shirt more, but I can definitely see the preference here. Yeah, this is undeniably good.
Again, much better without that FIFA badge, but even with it, what's amazing is just, again, that you forget, and I forget already how bad they were at the World Cup. You just think, oh man, they were probably, for me, the best Germany kits since the 90s, definitely. And
they messed it up.
They were so bad, but that doesn't take away from this shirt, which I think is a stunner.
There's 2 more shirts left, Phil. Two more left.
You could probably guess one of them, maybe not
probably
the other.
Cut the tension in this room now. And in at number 2, and not at number 1, is the Nigeria home shirt.
Surprise.
It's weird, isn't it, looking back at this shirt when everyone went crazy for it. The world went mental. A little bit of background on this. Obviously, there was queues outside Nike stores. It was pre-ordered everywhere. It made like BBC national news. People were talking about this shirt. They got a bunch of old people saying, "Oh, I don't get it." I remember that. A bunch of people who it probably wasn't aimed at them. Loads of pasty white guys like myself tried to look good in the shirt. It didn't work, if we're being honest. But look at it now. It still stands up. It's still bold. It's still fun, and it changed football shirts, in my opinion.
It did exactly that. It completely changed. I mean, a lot of kits have been popular, but nothing to this scale.
Never.
And literally, we will be seeing the repercussions of this, both good and bad. So if you like kits like this, I think be prepared for more. And if you don't, I'm afraid it's only going to get worse, because this kit.
Believe, though, it didn't make number 1.
I know, and I think a lot of people. Again, would have this number 1. I would understand that because it's probably the most memorable shirt. Having said that, this one is it's a bit of a what if, but it's China's away shirt.
China's away shirt that never actually made it onto the pitch.
Yeah, so the criteria, to clarify, because I know a few people have said, or at least asked about this when I mentioned, so the rules for entry were that it was to be a shirt either worn or designed to be worn on the pitch by a team. Now this shirt got all the way to the production phase. You could even buy it.
Just look at that shirt.
And it was never worn. And can you believe it? A shirt of this amazing.
Absolutely. It's just amazing.
It literally is. I mean, it's beyond. The pattern is.
It looks badass just to look at in a photo.
Man, it's great. It's superb. Every detail, the crest.
So what's on the pattern? Is it dragons?
It's essentially a dragon kind of pattern across the whole front, and that's literally what you're looking at.
Me, I love anything with any form of animal. Is it dragon and animal? I don't even know. Mythical beasts.
We'll call it an animal for this. Yeah.
You take it up to a level, go to mythical beasts, and you got me in. One day Japan's gonna have a Pokemon shirt, and I'm gonna buy it. But that is a beautiful shirt. It's just, why did they not get that out on the pitch? Because it's just so
honestly no idea, and it's a surprise, and I don't know the story behind it exactly, but basically, and I'm gutted I didn't actually get this kit. You can only buy it in, I think it was Nike's US store. So if you got one of these, keep hold of it. It's going to be worth a lot of money. This is, I think, the best shirt of 2018, and other people agreed.
We got through 100 shirts, the top 100. You can check out the full list over on FOOTY.COM. Phil's been putting it in a beautiful blog form as well, so I'll put a link to that in the description. Don't forget as well, you can check out parts 1, 2 and 3, which document the other 75 shirts that aren't on this video. It was a mammoth effort, but what I want to know is, did you agree with our top 100 shirts, or even just our top 10? That will do, because I want to hear your top shirts of the year as well, obviously. So guys, that's been our effort. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed all the content this year. There'll be loads coming up in 2019. My name, as ever, is Stephen. This is Phil. Subscribe to FOOTY.COM if you're new, and we'll see you soon. Have a great new year as well.